Welcome back to Mountain House High School's Photography 1 class. Today we're going to learn how to put two images together. Another way of saying that is how to merge two images. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my file and I'm going to open a recent file that I worked on. And I'm going to make sure that I take off any extras because I don't need any extras on here. And then I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to open a new file. I'm going to go up to Select, All. I'm going to go up to Edit, Copy. I'm going to go back to my first image. And I'm going to go up to Edit, Paste. And I have a little tiny Santa hat. It's way too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Edit, Transform, Scale. And I get this gridded box around my image, and in order to keep the proportion I'm going to hold down the shift key and I'm going to drag my image to a size that I think is going to look good here. And it won't allow you to move it until you actually apply the transformation. As you can see, that pop-up box said apply transformation. And I had an option not to apply it or to go ahead and apply it. But I'm still not happy with that, so I want to go back to Edit. I want to go back to Transform, Scale. Again, I get the box around the image. And I'm going to play around with that a little bit. I'm going to hold down my Shift key so my proportion stays. And again, before you can move it, you have to apply the transformation. And sometimes you have to wait for this program to get caught up with you. So you're going to need to play around with that for a while to get it to where you want it to be. And we can make it smaller, you can make the image larger, you can bend the image, you can rotate the image. But for purposes of this tutorial, I think we're going to just keep the image, we're going to apply, we're going to keep the image right here. Right there. And then I'm going to go up here, and we're going to make sure that we have the image where we want it. And I'm going to go back over to my layers palette, and I'm going to click on the layer where the hat is to make sure it's selected. And I know it's selected because it's blue. And I'm going to go down to the bottom of the palette, and I'm going to click on the, you'll see a rectangular box with a hole or a circle in the center. And you're going to click on that. That is your Add Layer Mask tool. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to add that layer into the layer where your image is. And you're going to make sure the layer is selected. And the way you know that it's selected is you see this little frame that comes around it. So here, if I select this part, you'll see the frame on here. What you want to do is you want to make sure you select the layer mask. And then you want to go ahead and get your brush tool over here on your Tools menu, right click, drop down box, click on brush tool, and then you're going to check one more thing before you start. Sorry about that. And you're going to make sure that your foreground color is black. It's important that your foreground color is black because you're going to go ahead and mask out anything now that you don't want. And you're going to literally paint over the image and paint out what you don't want. So we're going to go up here to your options, because remember, whenever you click on a tool, the options for that tool appears right up here. We're going to click here, and we're going to go to kind of in between a soft and hard line, and we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go up to about this much here, and I'm going to grab what I don't want first, because it does take some skill in order to use this tool. And so I would suggest you don't get frustrated with it, but that you learn how to do, you do it a little bit at a time. There's many different ways to accomplish similar tasks in Photoshop, and you'll learn that as you go along. In this particular instance, it's very kind of precise, but there are other times where you would use this method to go ahead and mask out something, and it's not as intricate as here. And of course, if I take something out that I don't want to take out, I can just go back up to edit, and I could go undo brush tool, and it'll come back. So right now I want to go back, adjust my brush, maybe now make it a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to continue to edit this out until I get it to where I want it. And so if you are making your holiday card and you want to add in things like special effects, so like hats or different festive type costuming on maybe images that you have that designate a particular holiday, you could use this method to do that. And I can always go back in there with my brush tool, and I could paint back in whatever I may have taken out that I want to put back in. But for right now, that's a way in which you could go ahead and add a layer mask and add in different types of accents to make your holiday card a little bit more interesting.